Hello.
Good morning.
I'm Joanne
I'm Amy.
from Magpies Cottage. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has. First I was sick, then you were on a cruise.
Vacation's good.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about your cruise. I got here late on Thursday. I was transporting kids.
Well, it was really nice.
Cool.
This cruise was probably one of the most educational cruises.
Wow.
I learned all kinds of cool stuff.
Cool.
I went snorkeling on Grand Turk, and I snorkeled. Well, I've been snorkeling before. I love to go snorkeling. But normally, you know, you're on a reef, and you see fish, and life's good. Well, we went to multiple locations, and we started out on the reef.
Okay.
And so, okay, that was pretty normal. It was a reef, okay? Pretty fish, nice coral.
Okay.
Cool. The second location, same reef, but the edge of the reef where the Atlantic shelf is, where the ocean literally drops off. So you're snorkeling, seeing coral, seeing fish, whatever, you know, normal.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you swim a little further, and it's black.
Oh.
You're looking down, and you're not seeing anything other than the things that are close, because it like literally drops off. It was amazing. And it's like, yeah, you go from being in, what, maybe 30 feet of water-ish, okay, to 1,000 feet of water.
Wow.
It was amazing. So that was cool. And then we went to a third location where we petted stingrays.
Oh.
And I got to touch, and oh my God, they're so cool. It's so slick, you know, to touch them. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And we tried some conch. Conch is it's a shellfish.
Right.
You know, and it's the
Those
pink
big
one.
curly ones.
Yeah, those big, well, and so we tried conch.
To eat. What did it taste like? Like
Seafood.
a scallop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed that. So that was on Grand Turk. The next stop was Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And when we went to Puerto Rico, I learned how to make a mojito, and I learned how to salsa dance.
Okay.
And Puerto Rico is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful island. Saw hurricane damage, and it's an interesting, you know, I think you go to places in the world and you see different things, and you kind of get annoyed. Because when I look at this beautiful island, and I look at, there are lots of things that aren't fixed yet. And this hurricane was a really long time ago. And there is this part of me, and I'm going, these people needed help. And I just, think that it's sad.
Yeah. Well, they were without electricity for months and months.
The guide that we had on our tour said that in the week or 2 weeks before we got there, he said it was the last part of the island finally got their electricity.
Wow.
Yep. And so now the whole island has, you know, is fully back to electric service. But can you imagine being without electricity for that long?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Then the next stop was on St. Kitts. St. Kitts is a volcanic island and has very fertile soil. And it was all about how the island's changing to more of an agricultural, from a more agricultural focus to a tourism.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful island. We went and toured the rainforest and enjoyed that very much.
Do they have black sand like they have in Hawaii? Oh, that's cool.
Yes. They had, you know, it's funny where, I mean, it's a very mountainous island, and there's like 4 different mountain ranges, if you will.
Oh, it must be pretty big.
No, it's a small island, but the mountains kind of like cluster where the volcano was that built the mountain. So it's kind of interesting. And so I definitely learned an awful lot on that island. And then the last island was St. Martin. Now, St. Martin took a direct hit from Hurricane Maria. And of all the islands, I think St. Martin was literally destroyed.
Okay.
And there were places that were completely rebuilt. you know, no problem.
Okay.
And certainly where we were going was fine.
Yeah.
But yet, as we drove around the island, you could see places that were not repaired and were not going to be repaired because the owners of those properties literally lost everything.
Okay.
And if there's no money coming in, there's no way to fix it.
Right.
And so you see shells of hotel buildings. You see catamarans, sailboats, upside down, half buried in sand in a lagoon.
Yeah.
You see homes that have rebar, you know, those concrete bars that you would normally put to hold bricks together.
Yeah.
Rebar sticking out of them that, you know, the bricks are half gone. But you, so I mean, it was amazing. Some of the, you know, the damage that was still apparent. On the other hand, and there was this other one, a beautiful swanky resort area as we're driving through. And this swanky resort hotel, big place, you know, like that reminds me of a Vegas hotel kind of big place. Maybe not quite as tall. But anyways, the building is completely encased in scaffolding. And they were installing windows.
Oh.
Every window in this swanky resort hotel was out, knocked out by the hurricane. Every window was busted out.
And imagine they had to import all those in. I mean, yeah.
Yep. So this hotel is, you know, finally getting its windows. So clearly, if it didn't have windows, it wasn't open yet.
Yeah.
You know, we went past a mall that is completely closed. Because all of the merchandise that was not destroyed in the hurricane was looted. Looting was horrendous.
Yeah, that's
So,
terrible.
Amazing. It's clearly you can see signs of recovery, and that was a very cool thing to see.
Okay.
And then what other thing was neat about St. Martin is that it's a territory of, it's one island, maybe 40 miles square kind of thing. And half of the island is controlled by the Dutch, and half of it is French. On the Dutch side, you see names on buildings and businesses, much like you see in Oostburg. You know, it's Dutch. And on the French side, you see all French names. On the Dutch side, most people speak English. But there is some Dutch spoken, but mostly English. On the French side, it's all French. They are French. And when you drive from one side to the other, there's a flag that marks the line. You know, the border, but there's no customs, no immigration, no nothing, no barricades, no show your passport, nothing.
What side of the road did you drive on? The right side or the wrong side?
Well, we would call it the wrong side.
Okay.
But yeah, the funniest thing is, so we're in like a van tour bus kind of thing, right? Driving around. And honest to Pete, because you're going through two different countries, there's two different sets of traffic laws, obviously. He had to have two different horns.
Oh, no!
Yeah, two different horns. He beeped them for us. One was the way the Dutch horn should sound, and the other way was the way the French horn sounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, so that was kind of cool.
At least you didn't have to drive on the wrong side. I'd be afraid to drive somewhere on the wrong side. You know, you'd probably fine going along, but then imagine making a right turn or something, and then you'd go to the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, it definitely was different. So, yeah, our friends are all texting us, by the way. I should have turned my phone down.
Yeah, I forgot to turn the thing off.
It's okay. Well, I'm going to turn my phone down.
Okay.
Because then that way when they beep at us.
Okay. And as you've noticed, we're open today because I forgot to charge the phone last night, so we had a late start. So we have customers in and out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so St. Martin was cool. We went on St. Martin. We had like an hour break for shopping on the French side. So we went to an open air market, which was kind of fun. But I said to Ron, I said, I don't really need to do like lots of shopping. We'll go through the market, sure. I said, but beyond that, I don't really need to, you know. So let's go to have some French pastry. So we went to a patisserie, which is French for bakery, and had croissants And
get this out of the way.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay, we're continuing on because getting rid of the text messages.
Yeah,
I broke it. Oops. Lexi, fix us.
There you go. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
She's good at editing.
Yeah.
So anyways, so on the French side, we stopped at this patisserie and we had croissants and cappuccino. Just, sitting in a little French, very French cafe. And my dream has always been to go to Paris. So it's the closest I've ever been.
There you go.
I mean, I've been to France, but it was northern France. And my dream, I want to go to France, to Paris.
Okay.
And I want to go to Paris in spring.
Yeah.
So that's a bucket list trip.
Okay.
But I think that at some point in time when we retire, we will take a trip to Europe, and we're going to do a river cruise through Germany on the Rhine, but yet I also want to somehow spend time in Paris on that trip.
Okay.
So I don't know how we'll work it out, but
fun.
Yeah, but that's we both have bucket list trips. Bronze wants to do an Alaskan cruise, which I do too.
Oh yeah,
but,
that would be cool.
I'm dragging him to Europe, and I'm going to Paris. So
Alaskan cruises, you're kind of limited. They only run like June till August.
Right, we know.
Yeah.
I mean, but the way the pest control industry is, there's no way Ron is taken off for 10, 11 days in summer. Right now. So that's
a
retirement deal, we love the cruise or go tropical on spring break every year because that's the nature of my job, and it's quiet for him, so it's like the only time we can actually do vacation together. Yeah. So that works out quite well for us. But I suspect that once we retire, that will change. I don't think I see myself cruising on spring break. I might go south. Yeah. Definitely. But
once you're retired, you can wait 2 weeks and the prices go down.
Or go 3 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Go a little earlier.
Yeah.
That would, get out of the snow. But, and the other thing is, we want to buy an RV.
Oh, okay.
And we want to travel with the RV. As long as we're both physically able to handle the driving, we want to be able to take our RV and drive. Okay. So I already told him that the first fall trip on the RV is to Rhinebeck.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yep, that sounds like a good plan.
And he's okay with it because he would love to do New England in fall.
Okay, and what about, is there golf courses? Is that
I'm sure we can find them. There's golf courses everywhere. We'll find them.
Okay.
But, so for those of you who don't know, Rhinebeck is the location. It's in upstate New York, the location of the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. And it's huge. I mean, huge. Yeah. So people literally knit sweaters every year for their Rhinebeck sweater.
Right.
So.
Yep.
It's huge. If there is an indie dyer, there's like one whole section, it's all indie dyers. Cascades there. Anybody who does anything with yarn goes to Rhinebeck. Yep. That is
and the ones that can't get in have little sideshows. There's that Needles Up, and there's a second one too. There's two different side ones just in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So that's going to be a New England trip with the RV. And it will include a stop at Rhinebeck. Now, how I'm going to get to Rhinebeck, because apparently you got to book any reservations or campsites or anything like that. Whatever you would want to stay at, you got to book like a year, maybe even more than that in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hear people that live there go on vacation and rent out their houses.
Yeah, yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
So that's a big dream of mine. So that's my vacation.
Yeah.
And next time we podcast, we'll be hearing about your vacation.
Yep. I'll be going to Texas next weekend. So, yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yep. See my grandkids, 3 of my grandkids, and my daughter and her husband are there. So, I'm taking Olivia with me, my granddaughter that's 14. So.
It'll be a good time just to spend with Olivia, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Andrea's staying at the hotel with us, but only for 2 nights, and we're staying a total of 4 nights.
Okay.
So Olivia and I will have our alone time too.
Good, good.
Yeah, so. Yeah, well, what's new in the shop?
Oh, we've got some new yarn.
Okay.
Okay, for those of you who've been watching Joanne knit Lexi's sweater, this is the yarn. It's Earth Yarns, I think. and it's called Harvest Fingering. And this is the color that she's knitting her sweater in. She got more of it because it's so cool.
Yeah, it really seems to blend with anything. It's one of their natural dyes. It's made with walnut shells.
Really?
Yeah. And these are women in Turkey. There's a little village, and that's their only income is dyeing yarn in that village.
Cool. I didn't know that about Earth Yarns.
Yeah.
I used Earth Yarns for my sleeves, that self-striping one, for my sleeves on my sweater, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's not naturally dyed, but this one, the Harvest one is.
You know, as much as I love Lexi's sweater, I'm going to throw a shameless plug out there. The yarn that you are knitting Lexi's sweater with is fingering weight. And I really like that way that yarn is striping. And I knit sock arms. That's the one I knit my Earth yarn, the self-striping. And I knit the worsted weight version. But this yarn combined with that sock yarn for the arms would make a phenomenal sock arm sweater. It would. I mean, because the two are about the same weight.
Yeah.
And this is really nice yarn. It's wonderfully soft. Yeah. So make a good sweater.
It's a super fine merino.
Okay. And it is super wash, so that's good. And that yarn...
it's a luxury sock. Debbie Bliss luxury sock.
Okay.
Maybe it's Debbie Bliss Rialto luxury sock.
I don't know, but it's nice yarn.
Yeah.
Another option might be painted, what's it? The one is sky and the other is desert.
Desert is the fingering weight.
You know, that might also go with the, this yarn.
And the one that's in the sock club right now, it's called Perth. That's a Queensland yarn.
Yeah.
That's a longer striping one. That, I think, would make an excellent one of these sweaters, too.
Okay. So, yeah, you know, getting that self-striping, but the long color runs is kind of important in those kinds of patterns.
Right.
So, this is a good color, too. Nice workhorse color.
Yep.
And then we've got some restocks on Knit Cole. This is great baby sweater yarn. It makes cute striping patterns. And then this is really pretty. This is the Champagne Fingering. Has a little silk in it. It's Brew City. Nice colors. Good. I like this for summery. You know, I just think it is. It's got good, that turquoise. Okay, and this is like my favorite Caribbean blue color. Okay. Love it.
This is the one that the Possibility cowl is made out of.
Oh.
And yeah, so I had to reorder it because everybody wants what's on the model, of course.
Of course. So
and
beautiful yarn.
Yeah, and that silk just makes it drape so nice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love Brew City yarns. It's nice stuff. And then, of course, we have, this was the first Doggy Bag, right?
Yes.
And this is dyed by our one and only Laurel, Blue Doxy Dye Works. And this was the first Doggy Bag. Now that it's a couple of months out, what did you say? Was it
6 months? Yeah,
6
that
months
was
out
back
from the dog?
September.
Yeah. So now it's available in the shop. And lovely, lovely colors in here. Love the variegation. So
yeah, really nice for spring.
Those are all the new yarns. Yeah, these are great spring colors. There's a lot of different colors in here if you wanted to match it with something. Yep. And then we got some fabric.
Yep. I got Robert Kaufman, the gray and yellows.
What are those called?
They're called jelly rolls, but that's kind of a trademark from Moda. So
I see.
I think these are just called 2.5-inch strips when it's not Moda.
Okay.
Oh, roll up, they call it roll up at Robert Kaufman. Their Artisan Batik collection. This is the gray and yellow. We have some of these in full bolts.
So
I didn't bring full
that
bolts.
quilt up there was done with something like this, or did you cut that?
That one was done with 5-inch squares.
Oh, that I see where the extra seam is. Okay.
Yeah. And this one also is Robert Kaufman, Artisan Batiks. And this is all neutrals.
Oh, I love those colors.
And we have this bolt up there and a couple of bolts out of here too. So we have that. And another Artisan Batik roll-ups. This is all pretty. Pastels. Wonderful.
Someday
really
when I learn to
gorgeous batiks. So those are 3 batiks. And then for printed stuff, we got Tula Pink. I got a fat quarter pack. I had a couple of these. This one is together as a pack yet. The others are split up. And she really has a nice collection this time.
Oh my gosh, beautiful colors in there.
I got, does this one got birds or just stars? Oh, that one's just stars. Where's the other one? I got one that's off-white. I don't see it right now, but it's this color. Oh, there is birds in there. It's this color, and I got 2 bolts of that because it's going to make a wonderful background.
Right.
And I got this one in bolts. It's actually a butterfly, but it kind of looks like an owl. You see
does.
that?
Yeah, I see the owl
But that's
face.
really a moth. I've seen that moth before. See?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. So we got a bolt of that. Plus we got 10-inch square packs, several of them. And like I said, we're busting up these fat quarter packs to sell them individually.
Wow.
Yeah, so lots of Tula Pink up there.
Cool.
So if you're a quilter, stop in to see the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a quilter someday.
Okay.
Someday. Maybe when I retire. That'll be, you know, gotta come up with something to occupy my days.
Speaking of retirement, I officially am going to retire from my computer job on June 14th.
Yay!
So I will be available more for daytime classes, workshops, just working in the store, being able to help people when they come in. I'll be available for all that.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah. Very excited.
I'm happy for you. You know that?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can retire sooner than later. Well, who knows?
Yeah, yep. So, I guess we're ready to talk about finished objects.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay. Socks are done. Okay, I haven't woven in my tails on this one, but socks are done. Okay, they're different, but it's funny. I started the first sock, and I didn't even realize I did this. I started the first sock with green. I started the second with the blue. And so they actually are different striped.
Yeah.
But obviously, who's going to see that other than somebody like me?
Yeah.
So there are my socks. Finished them on the cruise.
Cool.
Yeah, well, actually, I finished them on the plane. They never made it out of the bag on the ship because they were done. So I haven't, finished the tails on this one or any, done any blocking. Well, I don't really block socks anyways, but done anything with them.
Do you remember what yarn you used on those?
This is one of my favorite sock yarns. It's called Biscotti &C. It's out of Canada.
Okay.
And this is their Bis sock, it's called. And they also make a worsted weight of the same striping patterns. And so their the colorways that they use for their self-striping comes in the sock as well as the worsted.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah. So this colorway, it's called Pâturage, is one of my favorite colors that they do. This colorway is going to be the sleeves of a sock arm sweater. I have 2 skeins of it, so that should be enough for 2 sleeves. And I'm going to do the body of the sweater in the gray.
Okay.
And then
yeah, that'll look gorgeous.
Yeah, so I can't wait. When Stephanie came out with the worsted weight sock arms, okay, I love that sweater.
Yeah.
It's just fun. And it's not a, oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh, I'm giving her my cold.
Uh-oh, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that, but here we are sitting in close proximity, and I've got snot running everywhere. It's terrible.
Oh, boy.
So, finished these on the trip, and then I spent the rest of my time on the trip working on this, and I didn't finish it on the trip. I finished it literally last night. This is Magpie Blue, my shawl. It's called Upriver. Not blocked yet.
Nice.
But yeah, so it turned out really nice. So the end has the lace part stair-stepping all the way. And I like that.
Very
and I made
nice.
this one panel wider than the pattern called for.
Oh, okay.
It originally had like from here to there.
Okay.
And I just made it 1 panel wider because I had 2 full skeins of yarn.
Yeah.
You needed more than one you know? So I thought, well, and it was like, I think I had like 765 yards in this.
Okay.
And so, the original pattern, I think, called for like 600. So I thought, well, why not? I got 2 skeins. I'm going to make it bigger. So I did, and I blended the 2. Okay. It'll be black probably this weekend sometime.
Okay.
Because I want to wear it, because I just got a new purple shirt. And I think this would be really cool, because let's face it, I might want to wear spring colors, but it ain't warm enough to go with short sleeves, that's for sure. So, hot off the needles last night. I finished it around 12:30. So,
nice.
I wanted it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, those are my FOs of the last couple of weeks.
Here's my FOs. I made the second sock. It just needs to be blocked. Ends are woven in. It just needs to get blocked. And this is, here was the first one. You'll recognize was the 4th quarter of 2018 sock club.
I love that yarn.
Yeah, this is Blue Doxy yarn also.
I bought that sock club, not for the socks, my friend, because I love the yarn.
Yeah.
That's those are my favorite colors.
So there we have a pair now. Lexi's already claiming them. I made the size small, so she says, well, I'll have to have them, Grandma. But they'll sit in the store for a couple months before she gets them.
Oh, they're pretty.
Probably give them to her when she goes off to college in August. So that was...
You are going to be so lonely when she leaves you.
I know. She's my baby. I mean, I got 7 grandkids, but she was the first, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know.
And so, yeah. And then, this is Cadence's sweater. Finally done. I didn't block it. I don't know that I will block it. I'll probably just give it to her mom to wash because she is super sensitive to anything like me. Okay. So everything has to be washed in our special laundry detergent, which actually we make ourselves. It's just washing soda, baking soda, and borax.
Wow.
We make
and
it
that doesn't bother you at all?
No, because there's no fragrances, no dyes, nothing.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so...
I love this. Put this center, move this over so we can see this lace panel. It is just beautiful. Just beautiful. So...
There really was no pattern for this. This was Ann Bud's handy book of patterns was the raglan. And then I just took out of the Japanese Stitch Dictionary, they have charts.
Right.
And I put a chart in the middle.
Wow.
So kind of merged it. And I made a lady's small because she's 10? 10? I can't remember my own grandkids.
Yeah, she's a 4th grader.
Yeah. So she's growing like a weed right now. I hope this, I don't even know if this will fit her next year. So she's got to wear it quick in the next few weeks.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
And the yarn is Blue Doxy.
That's the DK.
Yeah, DK, the double russet, she calls this yarn
It's
color.
gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
The little flecks of black in there. I think what it was is she dyed it twice in the russet color, and that's why she calls it double russet. And I did swatch a little bit, and it didn't run all over the place, which is a concern with reds. So, yeah, so that's my second finished object. My third one was a swatch. I swatched for the Roselle knit along.
I got one of them too.
Yeah. So that was it. That's what I got finished, right? Nothing else finished in there. Nope. Works in progress just.
Wow.
So maybe we should talk about the Roselle knit along since I just mentioned it.
Okay, so several of us. How many are doing it about?
There was, I think, 7 or 8 altogether.
You're kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is a Roselle is the name of the pattern. Roselle T Knit Along by Patty Lyons. And what's kind of cool about it is that she has, it's a knit along, but it's more like a class. And every section of the pattern is video supported with, you know, tips and tricks and how to do stuff. And it's been really nice so far. One issue we've been having is gauge, but we're learning a lot about, you know, gauge issues. Several people, okay, I tend to knit loose. And I didn't really ever think of myself as a loose knitter. But I'm finding that I am much happier when I just start going down needle sizes and I get better fabric. So maybe I'm not loose. I just like I like my fabric a little more dense. I don't know. Nonetheless, I started, yep, here's my Roselle. I was going to use this beautiful blue. Navy blue, I think it's called. Yeah, it's navy. I love this color. And it's going to be a sweater one day, but it's not going to be my Roselle. This Roselle yarn is technically a DK, and there's just no way I'm going to get the gauge I want. Whereas Joanne is able to get it tighter. She's using the same Roselle yarn.
Yep.
And has a nice start on it, by the way.
Thank you.
And I love the pink, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good color.
Yeah.
But, so, several of us are doing it, and it's like, right now we're all working on the front. It's every 2 weeks, the next section of the pattern comes out. And it's really, it's a nice summery kind of t-shirt with a lace panel and lace sleeves. And so, because I was struggling with gauge and I was kind of getting frustrated by it, I have to admit it. And I thought, okay, am I gonna just give up on the darn thing because I couldn't get the gauge I wanted? Or can I switch yarns? So we talked about that this morning. So I am using Queensland United. And this is a wool cotton blend. Now, I have to admit, I've never been a fan of cotton yarns, but because this has a good amount of wool in it, I know that that wool will help this cotton yarn keep its structure, which is what I hate about cotton yarns because they lose their structure.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited about it. And I think this green is kind of pretty. So we've got, I've seen this knit up now. You've got the pink going. Levon's is like a black, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Midnight.
And I saw Roxanne's. What was hers?
The Lagoon. And Amy B is also Lagoon.
Okay.
Lori's doing a off-white oatmeal kind of color.
Okay.
And those are the only ones I've actually seen so far.
Okay. So it's kind of fun doing the knit along together. So after we swatched this morning, I got my gauge that I liked, and I got mine cast on, and just a little bit done. Can't really see too much, but that's all you know, one morning's worth of work is good. So that's what I'm working on.
Yep, I've made my first decrease because I'm making a bigger size, so I had to knit 8 rows straight before I get into the decreases. So, but now I've made my first decrease, and
I'd start decreases next.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I only had to do 4 rows.
Yeah, this yarn doesn't indicate, this Roselle doesn't say what it is on here as far as weight, but 382 yards and 100 grams
Should tell you sport.
should be sport.
But on Ravelry, when I looked it up, it said DK.
Yeah, and everybody had trouble getting it to knit up as a sport gauge. So, but you know, she talks to you in the videos that come with the pattern about how to adjust if your gauge isn't right, but you like the fabric you get. So say you are using a size 3 needle, you're not getting gauge, you don't have to go down to a 2 if you don't want to, just make adjustments to your pattern. She tells you how to do that.
I was kind of impressed with some of the tips and tricks. So,
oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
watching those
she's a good
videos was
teacher.
definitely worth my time.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that I did that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and you know, yours is washable in the machine. This one's hand wash.
Oh, really?
Which I don't mind that it's hand wash.
I probably would hand wash it anyways.
Yeah. But it's nice to know that one's not gonna, you know.
Well, yeah, I would probably hand wash it anyways just because.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna have the lace and things.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so.
It's a lot of fun.
It just started April 1st. Plenty of time for anybody to jump in and start with us as a knit along. I don't know if you can still get the discount code though. I think
have no
that
idea.
ended. So yeah, you'll have to see. Go on Ravelry and check it out. It's called the Roselle Tea Knit Along.
And there is a thread. I started one on the Magpies Cottage page.
Oh,
So
okay.
for us to post our pictures and talk about it and what have
I
you.
should take a picture of this then.
Yeah, take a
Okay.
picture and post it. I'm going to do that with
show
mine.
my colors and my yarn.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. You got any other works in progress with you?
I do. I'm using Kenzie, and I'm doing the, here's my excitingly beige Kenzie, and so I've started it. I'm doing, oh, that's the back, I think. Nope, this is the front. This is the beginning of my pillow. Knit Pearl Hunter is doing a pillow, and I wanted new pillows for the house. So I'm knitting very neutral pillows, and they will have matching buttons, and so I'm doing that knit along as well.
Cool.
This is just, I just started, I literally worked on it Thursday night when we were here, and I haven't done anything, picked it up since.
Okay.
But I'm gonna kind of switch between my 2 knit alongs this month.
Okay.
You know, I think what I wanted to get started and get my gauge issue sorted out with the tea, and now that I got that cast on and started, and I think I'm gonna go back, finish Clue 1, just get it done.
Yeah.
Because Clue 1 on the pillow doesn't come out until Thursday. So,
Clue 2, you mean?
Yeah, Clue 2.
Okay.
So, and I know that there's cables. So I'm thinking Thursday night I'm going to work on the cables on the pillow. I'm going to do that at home because cables with all the talk is just too...
Yeah.
And whereas this is going to be, mindless, stopping it.
Yeah, just a decrease every 6 rows.
Yeah, I can handle that. So, just get this out of the way and go back to that.
Okay.
And of course I always have my stealth projects at home. That, it's funny. All of a sudden I show up, oh, FO, but nobody's ever seen it. So I like to do that,
So I think I am in trouble right now. I have too much stuff cast on.
Uh-oh.
So I'll show you some of mine. Well, one we were talking about, Shifty, that I'm making. This is kind of a little bit crop sweater, and I am still making sleeves. I don't know that I made a lot of progress since last time, and that's an issue. I need to get going on that.
Yeah.
And
Sleeve Island sucks.
yeah. Oh, let's see. This one I just grabbed because I don't know if I've shown
like
it.
This. I've not seen this for a while.
Not.
Oh, I love it.
I haven't worked on it a lot lately. As you see, I never even put a March marker in there. I never did it in March. I got these wonderful markers from my friend that say January, February, and I have the whole year. But I never worked on this in March. And this is my scrap blanket. And I'm doing a closed shell crochet stitch. Just nothing fancy, just normal. I'm doing scrap sock yarn or fingering, along with, I have a whole cone of the natural.
Oh, that's that cone stuff you were telling me about.
Yeah, I just broke it off the cone because I didn't want to haul that whole cone here.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
So, yeah, so I'm just working 2 strands together, bring some continuity to it.
Oh, I like that. It's pretty.
Yeah, and it's going to be warm.
Yeah.
Since it's so close. And to figure out how wide I wanted it, I chained as wide as it was as my lazy boy.
There
like
you
from
go.
Edge of arm to edge of arm.
There you go.
That's how big it is. I didn't count. But yeah, so I'm having fun with that. And this is the one I said, wherever it is on December 31st, I'm done. So I have to give it a little more attention.
Well, you should maybe set aside time every month.
Well, I did good at that in January and February. If you look, they were kind of consistent. And if I did, that much each time, like 5 inches.
Like I'm saying, do something consistent, like, if there is a TV show that you don't miss every week. Or, something like that. Or, if you are a Jeopardy fan, for Monday and Thursday night, well, you're not home on Thursday night.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whatever. Pick something
Yeah.
that is consistent that you do, like TV watching, obviously, would make sense. You know, that you watch that show every week. Or if there is a time, like I dedicate Wednesday nights to knitting every week, all right? At home. That's in my chair time. And so always on that night for maybe 2 hours, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Work on that. And then once you do that, well, then you stay with it, and you'll get that consistency that you want.
Yeah.
You gotta schedule these things.
Yeah.
I have, I have really thought a lot about how because I'm not necessarily a product or a process knitter, but I do like to finish things.
Yeah.
But I don't like to knit the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and if I'm sitting home and Ron's around and I'm yakking with him about whatever, well, I can't have him yakking at me if I'm trying to do lace work.
Yeah.
So I remember I was doing these, an Advent shawl where it was a different lace pattern every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I have one that's almost finished at home, but there was a time where when I wanted to work on that lace shawl, I said, I am going to work on this from 8 to 10 every Saturday morning. And I did. And that was on the first one. 8 to 10 every Saturday morning until I'm done with this thing, because nobody bugs me then.
Okay.
And because it being a lace pattern, and many times the lace patterns were two-sided. You can't. You're counting constantly, and you know, trying to. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. So I set up a time where that's when I work on that. Period. Don't bug me.
Okay.
You know. And so I'm thinking a project like that, if you want to finish it, and you want to have a reasonable size, you got to be consistent about, okay, if I'm going to do so much, it's cold, I tell you.
You know what I really should do is bring it here, because it is kind of mindless. If I was working on it here and did it like during Thursday night knitting.
Only an hour maybe.
Yeah.
Because you like the variety too.
Yep.
You know, but I mean, just say 1 hour of my Thursday night knitting will be spent on that. Then you got 4 hours in a month.
Yeah.
That works, you know?
Yep. I maybe should do that.
Yeah.
But I have another work in progress. My Stephen B. bubble sweater. This is for Paul, my son-in-law. And
I love those black and gray.
okay.
Wow, gone for a week, man, and you got all kinds of crap going.
There you go. The neck is folded over. You provisional cast on, and then, well, he said to cast on and then pick up the cast on stitches. I did a provisional. So when I got there, I just worked the two together, have a nice folded hem at the top. Now it's optional to do that on the cuffs and hem. I don't know if I want them that thick.
I don't think I'd want all that thickness around my wrist.
And then the bubbles are 5-stitch bubbles at the beginning. But now I'm to a point where the bubbles are 7 stitches.
Cool.
So
that is really
they stay
pretty.
at 7 stitches.
That is really pretty, though.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
only
the black
got
and the gray.
like 4 more rows of bubbles, and then it goes to solid gray for the whole rest of the sweater.
Oh, okay, so the bubbles only like at the yoke.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and this is Universal Yarn. I think it's just called their DK. Oh, I don't have a label. It's Universal's DK. So it's a superwash yarn, which I like to use for
wool.
gifts. Yeah, it's a superwash wool.
Cool.
That's what I like to make gifts out of. I mean, Paul's really good with wool stuff. I wouldn't have to worry about him, but still, I prefer the superwash.
Definitely.
And I'm even working on the sock for the sock of the month. That has to be done by April 15th.
How's that coming?
I just got the cuff done. I picked out the pattern and knit the cuff, so. But that I should finish by the end of next week when I leave on my trip. So.
Man, you do have a lot going on.
I do. I need to finish the shifty is what I need to do. I should just focus on this till that's done. Then I'd feel more comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, darn it. Too bad that sock's got to be done before your trip, because socks are good things to take along, knit on a plane.
Well, I have that other blanket, that granny stripe blanket I'm doing. And I have that about 2/3 of the way done. And I was gonna leave it for one of my grandkids, for the youngest one. So I will probably take that along. That's only a crochet hook on the plane. I won't have to worry about needles or anything.
The only place you gotta worry about needles is going out of Mexico. Mm-hmm. They take needles.
Okay.
What the hell's wrong with these people?
Yeah.
I mean, no sensible knitter would ever use a needle as in anything other than what it's supposed to be used for. Only because the needles are just, they're our tools. We don't mess with our tools. I mean, but people don't get that.
Yeah.
I tell you, live in a strange world. But I had no trouble traveling with my needles.
Okay.
Anywhere, and anywhere you fly in the United States, you have no trouble. Needles are perfectly fine. So if, like, even though I was internationally traveling, going on the cruise, because I was in all these different countries, I flew in and out of Fort Lauderdale, and I had no trouble with mine.
Okay.
But I do know people have said Mexico is a problem. Here's a trick that I learned from somebody. Take some interchangeables and take the tips off and throw them in your purse like it's a pencil.
Oh, okay. It'll look
Then
just
when
like
it's
a pencil.
X-rated, it looks like a pencil.
Ah, okay.
Now, I have a set of wooden, I think they're Knitter's Pride, interchangeables, which I might try that with if I ever go in and out of Mexico again. I don't use them much because I don't like Knitter's Pride joins. You know, I don't like the whole screw thing.
Oh, okay.
I like to just pop my tip on it and be done with it.
You like the Addies?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But that being said, I could travel with those just to see if I was, and I'd only worry about it if I was going in and out of Mexico. Because I know that Mexico is bad that way. They have issues with knitting needles.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the only one I know of.
Okay.
So, all right.
So,
What else we got going on around here?
I don't know. Right after I get back, it's date night, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be the Thursday after I'm back. We don't get a lot of stuff here in the yarn shop, but for all the falls, they do the date night. I don't know. We're just not a date kind of place. But
Yeah.
what else do we got coming up? Well, we're getting excited for ZK already.
Yeah.
A bunch of us from here are going to Zombie Knitpocalypse in June in Rochester, Minnesota. And it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful time. We went last year with just 4 of us, and this year there's over a dozen.
Yeah, we don't even know exactly who's all going. It's that big.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we're, you know, starting to get our details worked out. Transportation and things. We got all our rooms done. And I think the classes should open up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm thinking soon.
Yeah, it's only 2 months
April.
away.
It's only 2 months away, like 70-some days.
Yeah, so that'll be opening up soon. We'll be able to pick what classes we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's kind of a long trip, though. Last year when we went, I wished it was like 1 day less. But
What's the matter? You like living with me for that long?
well, I do, but maybe I don't like being gone from home more than 4 nights.
Yeah.
I always say 5 days is my limit. And well, what were we got? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, that was only 5. I don't know.
Well, I think it's because we didn't really do much other than knit.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you know, if you think about it, we didn't get on the one wine trip that we wanted to
Right.
do. So that time, we would have spent doing something other than knitting, and we didn't.
Right.
And we didn't take a lot of classes.
No, I took 3 of them.
Oh, you did? Well, see,
Yeah.
you took more than I did. I didn't take
Yeah.
a lot of classes. So, I mean, pretty much we sat in our room there and we knit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's just a lot of knitting. As much as I knit, it's a lot of knitting. I mean, I almost knit a whole body of a sweater that weekend. I mean, because I was working on Stillwater. I was on the sleeves before I came home.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe we need to,
Maybe.
you know.
But we go on Wednesday. They don't really do anything on Wednesday other than give you your welcome package.
Yeah, the goodie bags are great.
Yeah, and then you kind of get to meet people. And Thursday it really starts. You jump right into classes, and everybody that didn't come on Wednesday is getting their Thursday morning. So yeah, and then Sunday there's really nothing. You're really done after the Saturday night ceremony.
Right.
But that's not over until like 9 o'clock, so it's too late to drive 4 hours to come home.
Right.
So Sunday
I would
is
be
just
really
check out.
tired. That would be a long.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, yeah. A lot of driving that way.
The location, I think, is perfect.
Right.
With the mall, there's a mall right across the street. You just go on the skywalk to get to the mall, and there's restaurants in there, or up and down the other block that's between the mall and the Mayo Clinic.
Right.
There's a lot of restaurants there.
Yeah.
Because you're on your own for food. They have dessert each night.
Yeah.
Not
that was
Wednesday,
fun.
but the other ones.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're on your own for food.
Yeah, because Wednesday night we went, and that was a really nice dinner we had that Wednesday night when we
Yeah.
went. That was good. I would go back to that restaurant for sure. And then there's this that soup and sandwich place in the mall is great. I hope that's still there.
Yep.
And I read on the thread, the pancake place, the Dutch pancake place, Penne, whatever, I don't know how to say it. They're opening a new location, and it's downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the hotel that they were in, the hotel was bulldozed.
Yeah.
And so they had to find a new location. And I don't know what their opening date is, but if I'm following on the thread, and they do have the new location, they've announced it, they just haven't announced the official opening date, but the rumor is it will be by the time we get there. So I want to go there for breakfast at least one day.
Okay. Yeah, and
That's
last
great.
year they gave us $10 in gift certificates, so if they do that again.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So we could walk over there for breakfast one day.
That'll be very nice.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It's a nice retreat. It's not, I mean, it's not over the top crazy, you know, superior knitters kind of.
No,
it's
no,
all
no.
regular people.
Every skill, yeah. I think that's what's nice about things in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know, you get more down-to-earth people. Although people were there from everywhere, we met very good friends from California and New York while we were there last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's been fun.
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm thinking about, I'm going to post the dates for our retreat before that retreat. So that in case we want to invite any new friends that we might make, you know, that we can do that. And but for our retreat in January, I always open it up to last year's people first. So I think I might do that in May.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So our retreat is the third weekend in January. So.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a Thursday this time. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the Thursday is optional. If you can't come on Thursday night, you don't have to pay for it. It's optional.
Okay.
It's like $100 less.
Yeah,
if you don't
see,
want
I'll have to work Thursday.
Yeah.
And I could come after school, certainly, because it's close. But technically, on Friday, it's our records day at school. And I have to work.
Well, see, what's nice with people in your position is you can come anytime you want on Friday. You know, where normally we're not supposed to get that room till 3 o'clock on Friday, but since we have a Thursday night already, then you can come anytime. And I know I've done that with the quilting there already. I'll go at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
Yeah.
Because people are there already and set up.
Well, yeah, I'll have to work. But I won't have to work all day.
Yeah.
So I'll get there as soon as I can on Friday.
Yep.
You know?
So, yeah. I don't know that I have any other dates for anything else coming up. Do you think anything?
No, not really, because we don't have a lot of classes scheduled right now with my traveling and your traveling. We just didn't get things booked up. But I do want to talk about some upcoming things. We decided this morning in our conversation as we were knitting, we're going to do a pillow class. So I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to design my own pillow or if I'm going to find a pattern for a pillow, but we're going to do a pillow class. So that's coming up soon. And then I would like to also throw it out there. I want to do an Afghan following Michelle Hunter's knitting with color, the color work one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's building blocks, which is just the squares, and I could do a class too on that one if there's interest. I've kind of wanted to knit that anyways, so I haven't started it, but I want to do the color work one because there are like 9 different color work techniques in there.
Yeah.
And I think that would be fun. So if you would be interested in those classes, it would not hurt to let Joanne know at the shop here so that we can kind of get them scheduled. Part of me wanted to do the color work like over the summer, and because it's summer, I could do a daytime class. And I was thinking like meeting every other week. But if it goes too long, well, every other week, we'd almost have to meet every week if we were going to do it in summer to get it done in summer. So I don't know, but I want to do the class. I'd be certainly, you know, we can schedule it however it works for whomever would want to take it.
Right.
And maybe it's one of these classes we put it out there and we say, hey, if you want to take the class, sign up and let's get together and we'll come up with a schedule that's going to work for everybody. Because once I'm out of school, man, I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I don't go anywhere or do anything in summer.
And Mona made up some survey slips for the summer as to what kind of classes you might want and when you want them, morning, noon, or night. And so they're up by the register. If you can't make it in to sign up that suggestion list, then you can just call us and tell us, and we'll write one up for you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so she's got them up there.
It's hard for Joanne and I to know what classes we should or should not do. So some feedback or information, you know, what your interest level is would really be helpful. Because like when we were sitting there trying to figure out, well, what do we want to do next? You know, obviously your standards 101, knitting 101, crochet 101, 102, 103, whatever. Those classes will always be available on a rotational basis because definitely there's always interest in them. But beyond that, once you get, you know, beyond those basics, what a person would want to do, I don't know.
And this is one I was thinking about teaching was the shifty. So if you're interested in doing this sweater, you can tell us that too. And you know, if you'd want that one a daytime or a nighttime. And this would probably have to be broke into 3 or 4, you know, with a couple weeks in between.
Yeah, because, well, maybe even more than a couple of weeks because that body, you're a pretty quick knitter and that body took you a while because 1 row really is, or 2 rows is the equivalent of 1 row because of the double with the 2 colors. Yeah,
because it's slip stitches. So you work half the stitches and then you come back with the other color and work the other half. So you're going around twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's taking me a while, but it wouldn't take you as long because you're probably not working on 6 different projects like I do. Yeah,
I always have multiples.
Yeah, but you're quick. You're quicker than I am. You give a lot more time to your knitting, too. When I go home, sometimes I have a half hour a night is all I have to knit.
I schedule knitting.
There's no time left unless I don't want to sleep.
No.
But I'm retiring in June, so that'll all change.
I schedule my knitting time. Somebody might think that it's overly anal, but it's not. Because I believe really strongly in life balance. I work very hard all day at school. I have my household chores that have to be done, certainly.
Okay.
Knitting is never an afterthought, though.
Oh, okay.
Because knitting is my relaxation, it's my meditation, it's my time for me. And if you do not schedule time for you in your day, well, no wonder you get stressed out.
I know, I was already thinking about retirement.
See?
And one of the things was, I'm going to come into the shop 9 to 10 and clean it up, you know, get it ready for the day. And from 10 to 11, I'm going to drink coffee and knit. Unless somebody comes in, I'll
Well,
take care of them.
of course.
But otherwise, from 10 to 11, every day we'll be knitting.
See?
And that was very exciting to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, in summer when I'm off of school, Ron leaves rough by 8. He's out the door. I literally, in summer, schedule 8 to 10 every morning is knitting time.
Okay.
Knitting with my coffee every day. Nobody messes with that time. And then, you know, if I have free time throughout the course of the day, you know, depending upon what my schedule is and what summer chores I want to get done in that, I will knit other times of the day, but there is a block of time built into my day every single day of the year that is knitting time. Every single day.
That luxury.
And now, granted, sometimes it's not a luxury, it's about me.
Okay.
It's not.
I also play mahjong and play sheep set and play poker.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And my Tuesday night is my bowling night, and nobody messes with Thursday night knitting with the girls. Nobody messes with that, you know. But I mean, when I think about, okay, this weekend, I had knitting time with you this morning, which was purely by accident, but it was bonus, okay. But now I know that I am going to knit tonight when I get home, and I know that I will knit for 2 hours tonight at least.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tomorrow morning, Sunday, I will get up. Sunday morning is knitting time. I knit for about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, depending on what we got going, with my coffee on Sunday morning. My husband makes breakfast every Sunday because he knows I'm knitting.
Okay.
Monday night, I don't get a lot of knitting time because it's my weaving class. Although I don't have weaving this week, it doesn't start till next week.
Oh, so you signed up for another session?
I did, because I have something on the loom. I had to.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to do the summer session, too.
Okay.
But, so Monday night, what I try to do is say, okay, if I have weaving, I want to be home by 9, and then I knit from 9 to 10 on Mondays.
Okay.
Because I know I won't have knitting time because of weaving. Tuesday night is bowling night. So I either schedule knitting from 4 to 5 on Tuesday. I try to get home from school by 4, knit from 4 to 5 so that I got time to make dinner and get to bowling by 6:30. So, and if that doesn't work, I don't drink after bowling so I can come home and knit. Well, actually, because of my whole eating plan thing, I'm not drinking anyway, so I haven't drank all bowling season this year, but that's another story. Wednesday night, I schedule from Wednesday night is knitting night. Because Ron's usually gone. He usually bowls Wednesdays. Thursday night, I'm here. And then Fridays, we always go out for dinner. But Fridays, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go out beyond going out to dinner. So we come home, so I always have knitting time Friday night.
Okay.
You know, so every day I book myself. I schedule it.
Okay.
And, you know, people talk about me being a fast knitter. I'm not really.
No, you just make time for it.
I make time for it. Lori Smith, every morning she gets up and she knits before work every day.
Yeah, she said she gets up between 4 and 5. So
but that's her time. That's her time.
That's nice.
You know, and I know that when I retire, it seems like an eternity away, but when I retire, I will schedule my knitting time the same way. And, you know, when you think about all the things you have hobby-wise when you retire, I mean, I have my loom at home. Will I schedule weaving time? Yep, I will.
Okay.
And, you know, maybe some mornings will be knitting mornings and some mornings will be weaving mornings. I don't know. I'll wait and see then. You know, but in summer, Wednesday is golf day. Don't mess with Wednesday golf. So, you know, I schedule it. I use, Martina Bain has this thing, it's called Strict Planner, which means knitting in German. But it's a strict planner. I got it in here. I keep track in my strict planner. See, this is my book. And it's a date book. And look, my notes on what I'm working on. I don't keep track of it completely, you know, anal writing in it every day. But it goes by week throughout the year, and I keep track of my knitting projects. And I got Post-it notes. This Post-it note was the things I wanted. This was like my note from January. Here is my WIP, my works in progress that was from January 1st. Things that are, and some of them I decided to frog. Some of them I finished already. Okay. And, you know, so I plan my knitting. So there you have it, secrets out. I don't simply knit fast. I schedule my knitting, and that's why I accomplish what I do. There.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag now.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm anal. Whatever. Somebody might say to me, if I planned my knitting that way, and then it would become a chore.
Oh.
You know?
I don't think so. I'm excited about planning out all my time because, you know, I'm thinking, well, and I'll have to schedule time for social media and for cranking socks.
Well, exactly.
But, yeah, I'm going to figure all that out. I'm excited to do that.
Well, I mean, yeah, just, you know, just think of it as a way to immerse yourself in the things that you love. I mean, I'm a fiberista. I'm not just a knitter.
Yeah.
You know, I like working with the texture and textiles, and that's what I do, and I love it. You know, so yeah, I got my weaving. You know, you've got your loom here, and it's not getting
empty right now.
Yeah, it's not getting a lot of love, but you know, come June.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think I want to warp it up and make it a display in the front window in summer sometime. You know, maybe set up a couple of looms because now I got another one Liz bought.
What'd you buy?
It's just a little 12-inch wide with 2 shafts. It was only $20 at St. Vinny's. All wood, really sturdy.
What a deal.
A nice reed on it. Yeah, it was only 20 bucks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it's not like a 4-shaft loom or anything. But if you're going to just do simple weave, and we thought, you know, for Cadence maybe.
Yeah.
And well, or maybe it'll be her because she doesn't like the rigid heddle looms because you have to pick that up and off, you know, the heddle.
Right.
And so she doesn't really like that. She likes having the reed that you go back and forth. So it might end up for her and not for Cadence. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen something like that.
Yeah, 20 bucks.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
You're training all your daughters to become fiber fanatics.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yep. Andrea, the one in Texas, she'll proofread all the patterns for me that I write.
Really?
Yeah, she's good. She catches little things. She likes to knit. She's got 3 little kids at home, though,
Yeah,
so
not a lot of knitting time
she
there.
doesn't get a lot of time.
No,
so
I get that.
At least reading the patterns through for me and editing them, that helps a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't count on her as a test knitter. It would take her months to get something done, but for the editing, that works really well.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other 2, obviously Becky knits and crochets. She's the one that works here. And now Liz with the weaving.
That's neat.
Yeah. Got to share your talents, you know, so that they don't die off.
I share my talents with my granddaughter. Okay, so we were talking about swatching before. She's going to take my swatches. She says, Grandma, you have to get rid of this end. It gets in the way. It's my tail.
Oh,
And she's thinking that all my swatches are now becoming blankets for her Barbies.
Oh, wait till she wants you to sew them all together.
And, and then she says, well, you know, if you made it a little bigger, it would work for baby too, Grandma. What she's forgotten is I do have a baby blanket on the needles for that, you know, it's just, I use the Grandma's favorite dishcloth, you know, that pattern. I just am knitting her a square, you know, out of that. But that's going to be for her baby.
Cool.
I don't know. She must not have seen that.
Maybe. I didn't realize what it was.
Well, we talked about it.
Okay.
I don't know. So I do have that on the needles too.
Okay.
Maybe I should finish that and get it off my needles.
Yeah, maybe I need to write a list of everything that's on my needles right now.
It's in my book, honey.
Yeah. Yep, because I got a lot. Because it's not just this. Like I said, I got my granny striped blanket. I got my socks. Plus, I have how many other single socks back there?
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's our passion.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yep.
So.
Okay.
Well, I think we've talked a bit today.
Yes, we have. We've talked a bit, and we've had some interruptions too.
And you know, it's like people walking by.
Yeah. Hopefully, Lexi can edit this all together and it'll look beautiful at the end.
And if not, oh well.
Yeah, life is life.
Life is life. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, thank you for joining us.
yes, it was nice to chat with all of you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.